Good morning, family. So, I wanted to share a little bit about what I've been reading. I have been reading the book of Matthew, and I am in Matthew 15. I'm sorry, no. Yes, Matthew 15. And yesterday I was reading the faith of a Gentile woman in Matthew 15:21 through 28. And I shared with my husband how here we get to see the definition of persistence, right? And her heart was so, how would I say it? It was, I want to say the word, I want to use the word assured, convinced, but it was like she knew who she was going to see and who she was going to speak to as she approached the Lord. And the first thing that she said was, "Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David." And this is a Gentile woman who, at the time, she was not approved, not recognized, like she was nothing. It was like she didn't exist, right? And here she is, very courageous, very bold. And she went to the Lord and she said, the first thing she said is like, "Have mercy on me, oh Lord." She already recognized, she knew who he is and who he was, right? And then she's like, "Son of David." Like she knew, she approached him, recognizing who he is and who he was, and with the assurance of who he is and who he was, almost like, "You can't tell me you're not, because I know you are, Lord. And I'm going to approach you as you are." And then, she explains to him that, "For my daughter is possessed by a demon that torments her severely." And the Lord gives her no reply. He like ignores her, like he didn't even acknowledge her presence, right? And he didn't even hear her voice. It was like, okay, there was just this silence, right? Then here comes his disciples and they're like, okay, so, prompting him and urging him to get rid of her, because she's bothering them with her begging. So we see that she's like pleading for her daughter, just even ignoring that the Lord ignored her. She's just like, "No, like, I don't care." I can see her like, "I know who you are. I know what you have. I know what I can attain from you. I know that you are it. Like, you are my hope. You are the one that is going to provide for what I need. Only you." She stood there begging. She didn't care about the disciples being bothered. She didn't care about the Lord not recognizing her voice, not answering her. She just stood there begging. And then Jesus tells her, "I was sent only to help God's lost sheep, the people of Israel." Now the Lord is telling her, like, "Hey, I'm not here for you. I'm here for the people of Israel, so please don't even like waste your time." And anyone else would have been like, "Okay," and walked away. But she didn't. She just stood there firm. And then she tells him that, but she came, then she tells him, right? It isn't right to take food from, no, I'm sorry. Then after that happens, that when he tells her that, right? Then Jesus, again, he's like, "It isn't right to take food from the children and throw it to the dogs." So she's plainly calling her a dog. And I was like, oh my gosh, Lord, I've read the book of Matthew many times before, but the way that the Lord spoke to me yesterday was not the same as he spoke to me many years ago, through these verses, right? And I was just amazed how here it is, the Lord speaking to her very directly, to her, not to the community, the people. No. He's speaking to her. I can see him looking at her and telling her this. And she's still there like, "No, I'm not moving." I'm staying because I know who you are. And then she replies, like, I would have been probably like, okay, I mean, I know who he is. He's the Lord. He replied to me finally. He told me why he's here for. He told me why he was sent. So it wasn't for me. It's not for me. Let me walk away and let me respect him, right? But she said no. She's like, no. She replies with, that's true, Lord. And she recognizes that what he's saying is true, about, taking the food from the children and throw it to the dogs. She's like, okay, you're calling me a dog? Yep, that's true. I am. But then she says, but even dogs are allowed to eat the scraps that fall beneath their master's table. And she placed herself, as he called her, she humbled herself. She says, you know what, fine, I'm a dog, but I know what dogs do. Beneath their master's table, beneath your table, you are my master. I recognize you as master, and I'm going to go and I'm going to stay as a dog. And you know what? I know what I can get from you. Even if I get the scraps that fall beneath the table, the scraps from you, I know it will be enough. Family, my heart was like, oh my gosh. And then I can see his face. I can see his smile. He's like, dear woman, your faith is great. Your request is granted. And her daughter was instantly healed. I can see his heart for her. I can see his face, almost like this twinkle, right? On his face, where he's like, oh my gosh, like she didn't give up. And at times I've said that sadly, some of us as children of God, we do not receive the blessings because we're too quick to quit. We are like, okay, so maybe the Lord doesn't want it for us, so we're like, okay, I'm not going to pray for that anymore. I'm not going to thank the Lord for that anymore because it hasn't happened, so maybe it's just not the Lord's will. And it might be so, but what if it's not? What if the Lord is challenging us to be persistent, to stand firm in who we know that he is, and stand firm in who we know we're coming to, who we know what he has and what we can attain from him if it is his will. Like, what if we're just giving up too quickly? So I truly believe in my heart that this is the definition of persistence, that knowing, we can see here, knowing who we're coming to, knowing who we're speaking to, knowing who we are pleading to, knowing who we are begging to, knowing that we're not going to move because this encounter with the Lord is special, is sacred, and it might not happen again. Because what if she would have never seen him again? I mean, he was surrounded by thousands and thousands of people all the time. And you know what? She was courageous. She took a stand and she's like, I'm not moving, Lord, because I know who you are. Family, I cannot even continue to express how this moved my heart, how the Lord just reminded me, not that I needed to be reminded, but it was just like, oh my gosh, Lord, like I'm so grateful, right? That I know who you are. I know you, and you know me, and I just don't want to miss you. We don't want to miss him. We want to continue to be persistent. We want to continue to approach him with that respect and that honor of knowing who he is, recognizing who he is, and saying it out loud, who he is, and just don't give up. We can't give up. We can't give up too quickly. We gotta continue to approach him every day. Be persistent. This is the definition truly for me. Like, okay, forget about the world's definition of persistence. This is it. I love you, family. Have a beautiful, blessed Sunday.